Hello and welcome to another video. It's good to see you all. Hope 2018 has started well. Hope you have a great 2018. My name is Elmo Karjalainen. I know my surname might be a bit difficult to pronounce. Karjalainen. This guy. So anyway, you can call me that guy, this guy. Well, you can call me whatever. Today we're going to talk about strengths and weaknesses, what you should focus on and why. Now this is going to be kind of generally applicable to anyone out there, not just guitar players. Anyway, talk more about that after this intro. So, strengths, weaknesses, what you should focus on and why. I can't speak anymore. I'm going to go out on a limb and just say that you should focus on your strengths. Why is that? Well, there are many reasons, and this might be a bit of a complicated issue, and I might miss a few things, but I'm going to try to talk us through it, and we can continue the discussion in the comments below, so feel free to comment. Anyway, I think you should focus on your strengths. Why is that? Well, first of all, because we're kind of defined by our strengths. Now, think about it. I'm defined as a guitar player, both by myself and by other people. Now, I'm not defined as a poor mathematician, because math is something I'm not very good at. So you get defined by your strengths. Now, focusing on your strengths allows you to do stuff that you really like, because things that we're good at are usually things that we like. And things that we like are things that we get good at faster. And we can keep doing those things for a much longer time. Now, if you think just music and math, like these are my two examples. I'm good at music, I'm bad at math. I could sit hours on end and play guitar. If I had to do math, I did have to do math in school, I had huge trouble concentrating. I was happy to be interrupted by anyone or anything, basically. Yes, I don't have to do math. Now, the opposite is true of guitar playing. So when I was playing guitar and if I was interrupted, I was really, really annoyed. Now, another thing is that playing guitar gives me way more energy than it takes. Strange pause there. It gives more energy than it takes. Okay, of course, I get tired when I play eventually, but it kind of energizes me in a way that, for instance, math doesn't. And I'm going to ignore the fact that there's a kind of a gray area of things between stuff that you really don't like and you're bad at, and stuff that you like and are good at. And of course, there are some things sometimes that you really like but you're really bad at. But, well, just for the sake of simplicity, let's keep it like there are these opposites, and we'll just talk about those. This means that when you're doing something that you really like, you can keep doing it, you can keep doing it for ages, and you become really good at it eventually, and you get defined by that. So I'm not just defined as a guitar player, I'm also defined as a certain type of guitar player, because within everything that we do, there are different kind of things you can focus on. So I always wanted to play really fast, heavy, shreddy stuff like this. Which meant I ignored lots of other stuff. Well, at least at first. So I got into the kind of fast guitar playing thing, and I did that hours on end and hours on end. luckily for me, I had a very varied, broad musical taste, and came from a family where we always had music playing. So I got a kind of diverse musical education, as it were. But I really did kind of, with conviction, I focused on the fast playing, and that was great. That meant I could keep doing it for ages. I remember my first teacher, he didn't really ask what you want to play. My second teacher did. And when my second teacher asked that question, I said, Gary Moore, the fast stuff, and he showed me how to do it, or he showed me how to get started. And that's when my playing really started taking off. Now, this applies to anything that you do. It doesn't have to be guitar, it can be drums, it can be anything within music. It can be anything else as well. So try to find what it is that you're good at, or what it is you have an kind of interest in, and you try to pursue that, and that means that that basically changes everything, because you're no longer struggling with what it is that you're doing, you're actually just loving doing it. You're even kind of the goal of, for me, there were certain goals. I wanted to be the best guitar player out there. But that wasn't important when I was playing. The important thing was the actual playing. It was the process itself. Now, goals, of course, can be good, can be bad, and all that. But the main thing is that you do whatever it is that you're doing. Because there are loads of people out there who are not really doing anything. They're sitting around doing their homework half-heartedly, then they watch TV. Well, that's fine, you can watch TV if you want to. They go to work, they work 8 hours, they come home, they wish that they never had to go back to work. Me, on the other hand, I go to work playing guitar. I love my work. I'm also a music teacher. I love that as well, because I get to interact with people and I get to do music stuff there as well. But kind of, I think that your goal should be to have something that you're doing that you really, really like, so you can keep doing that thing, and you can keep doing that thing in some form or another for basically the rest of your life. Because that's also another thing that comes into the whole kind of this messy equation that we have. When you get really good at something, you usually find a way to do it that you maybe hadn't thought of in the first place. There are tons of examples of this. If you want to study the subject, you can read a book called The Element by Sir Ken Robinson, who has tons of these things. And it's a really, really good book. Now, this is what happens when you focus on your strengths, even within kind of something that you're good at. So I'm good at music, and I've focused on my strength, what I liked, playing the fast, shreddy, that stuff, and I kind of set aside certain other stuff, some stuff that I haven't learned to this day. I don't know how to sight read properly. I try to sight read and I fall asleep. Now that's a bad thing, I know. Now before I end, I just want to say, of course, you should focus on your strengths, and the reasons are basically you get better, you can do it more, you enjoy what you're doing, and you eventually get defined by those strengths, and blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not saying you should totally ignore your weaknesses. You can't, because you'll end up being sort of, well, crap, basically. But you should kind of know what you can ignore. I don't know if there's a way of knowing beforehand, but you need to try stuff. You need to really try stuff. And then you'll know if this is something that you can just leave alone. So in my case, I left sight reading alone, and it's a bad thing for sure, but hey, I'm doing what I like. I'm doing what I love, because I focused on my strengths, I focused on what I like, And if you find something that you like, if you find your strengths and focus on those, regardless of if it's kind of big things like I want to do music, I want to become a farmer, I want to become a politician, regardless if it's one of those things, or if it's kind of small things within, I want to become a guitar player, I want to become a certain type of guitar player, blah, blah, blah. When you find those things, everything else kind of falls into place. Sort of. Anyway, I hope this made some sense. It turned into a bit of a ramble at times. Please do comment on this stuff below and we can continue the discussion, because I think it's a very important discussion, and some of this stuff I wish I'd kind of thought of way back, because even though I'm a guitar player and I love what I do, there are certain things that I wish I'd thought of way earlier, or someone had talked to me about. And these are some of the things that I did talk about just now, are some of the things that I didn't think about back then. Kind of all came naturally to me. And yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click like, click subscribe. You can support me on Patreon if you want, there's a link below. And please do comment, especially if you think I'm dead wrong. Because, well, I might be wrong, you never know. Anyway, good to see you all. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.